my God, the atmosphere in here has really changed because, ladies and gentlemen, we are getting into the action. Make some noise!
An IP to the T side of their map choice. Already going to be pressuring over towards ramp. Brokey to be tested. After all that wait, they waste no time further. Straight down ramp they'll go. Met by a smoke. Plopsky resides inside it. Rez, he's the first one to get knocked down. In fact, Brokey's going to pick him up too. 4v3. Bombs on site. The rest of FaZe on the retake, but they've already swung open decon door, so Nico knows, and now the bomb is his, delivered at his feet.
Oh.
However, Forrest knows his way around a pistol, but can't even get through the doorway. Rain pops and FaZe Clan take that opening CT pistol.
That's a wicked round, and it starts with Brocky, right? He's sitting there on the lower site, kind of out in the open. Now that, if we called back to the Na'Vi match where they played against them, they went for the same take. They went down the ramp, but the difference was that Simple was able to get into the lower site behind Brocky, not even give him a chance to shoot. So here's what the round looks like if your teammates are protecting you from any kind of flank, and you can leave him in a position to frag, because that's the spot he trained for, not to turn around and fight control and fight and try to break apart a crossfire, but instead to just focus on ramp, and he did a great job from that perspective.
Wrecked him so hard. Twist has given up. Yeah. This is a mic issue. Also at the bottom of the rung of ladders. Bottom rung of the ladder.
The bottom rung of the ladders, yeah. A small issue for sure. Okay. So not too much data on the rounds on the map so far. All we know is that FaZe Clan have the pistol. We did see that FaZe Clan the last time also, I think they lost both pistols on Nuke.
And won them back in the force buys.
I think so, yeah. That's right. Comfortable either way. coldzera looking absolutely dieseled.
Fully focused. Gum being mauled. He's taking up the twist.
Yeah, it's a bit of a frustrating one we see, okay. But we've got our best guys on it.
Creme de la creme.
Yeah.
This gives us a chance, Copenhagen. Do you guys remember what we practiced? You guys remember the divide we made down the center with the who's and the ha's? I think it's time to try that back. Can you guys do that for me? Let's try to keep this finals energy rolling. So to the right, the who. To the left, the ha. Ready? Who. Ha. Who. Ha.
Who.
Come on. I hear you in the rafters. It's the guys up top, I think, that are giving us the best show.
Yeah, they're the ones making all the noise. Yeah.
There it is. Down here, I heard you.
I needed that.
Yeah. That one was for me. Thank you. Put my confidence right back in place.
Okay, headset back on. Everybody relax.
Everybody ready? Players seem so.
Okay, we are live again, yes, as we count down into the start of the round, getting hyped up for what's going to be a very fast and easy anti-eco, right, Connor?
Hopefully, you'd think. I want to see these Glocks be ripped apart, Launders. Get us into the gun rounds. Give us what we want. Mind you, damage can always be done, but not a single penny spent on this one.
Fast cross outside. No nades to assist, just pistols, and there doesn't seem to be any kills that come of this. Ninjas go for the full save, not spending a single dime. Every single dollar they spend comes out of grenades for the next round, so sometimes people buy pistols, hope to get kills. They trade that $300 risk of losing a smoke for trying to knock down $3,000 or $4,000. And sometimes that's too big of a risk to even consider. Why bother doing that? Why not just skip to round 3? And then from round 3, you've actually also got a round where they're going to hold on to majority SMGs, if that's their buy. So yes, they make a lot of money, but if you now buy up, if we look at the firepower meter, they're towering over FaZe Clan. They've got 3 SIGs to work with, and they're going up against 2 MP9s and a UMP. So there's some strategy involved in just kind of like losing an eco clean as well.
Walking right into this one. Curious to see what kind of pace NiP want to set early. First gun round on the table. Already smokes being lined up outside. Nico's going to very rapidly tuck his way into secret stairs. But remember, he is one of those SMG players. He's not working with the M4 like Rain, who instead hopes to stain the bottom of the silo. But he's not being given anything to work with. Plopsky starts to gain vision. Wall of smokes is up, slight gap, and nothing's been spotted. So suddenly Rain, he realizes there's a threat near close, and sure enough, Plopski's the first one around. Taken down, but traded efficiently. Here comes Nico, up from stairs, unchecked by Lekro, in fact. So we find ourselves 2v2, but compare these rifles to the MP9s, and you'd think NiP are looking at their first round. Still, bomb outdoors, hit the dirt, and a minute on the clock.
Yeah, one would expect. Camping on these spots is a smart idea. You want to sit and wait, see if the CTs get uncomfortable. They've got more angles to worry about than the Ts do. It's, again, the Ts that get to dictate the pace of these interactions. Rez not going to be in an unlikely spot. That's exactly where you think you'd see him, and he does actually get the kill on coldzera. This is pretty enormous. Brocky now 1v2. He's going to see the bomb in just a couple of seconds, and that's going to leave some question marks in his mind, but he'll also potentially get flanked. Spray comes out, and it seems like a little bit of miscommunication or just a lack thereof. I don't know exactly how he isn't dead yet, but it seems like there's still hope, and they're still searching for him, but eventually Lekro will find him. NiP pull up the smokes nice and early. They go for the cross. Well, they pretend to go for the cross and instead ramp into Mini, and Rain goes 1 for 1, which just doesn't work well enough. And then ultimately in the late, that mid-round situation, it was Rez with the really heads-up play, the good awareness to catch that kill on coldzera, and that kind of brought it home.
Really seemed like Lekro towards the end had the audio cue on Brokey, but maybe expecting him to be on Mini side, peeks at his teammate, and they think to themselves, where's he gone off to? Made for a scarier situation, because at first with Brokey making all that noise, he seemed done for. A little bit of aggression outside, already met by the flash. Yet the wall of smokes could let them pass. It's Rez to open up. Rain taken early.
It's a small cost, and Plopski has already made so much ground. He sits now on lower, versus 4. Good guns, mind you, but even him just being here is just such a thorn in the side for the CTs. They've got to figure out how to deal with him. How do they approach the situation? If you are the CTs, you hope they make a mistake and push something upstairs. Probably not going to happen. Plopski on the flip side is expecting the same thing. So it becomes kind of a stalemate, but the options are so much more wide for NiP.
Still so kerneled inside of lobby. Nobody shows face, nobody challenges outdoor. There's a chance for the two-man cohort to pressure on the B site. Lekro and Plopski shoulder to shoulder, trying to make moves, trying to gather some information and hopefully cut down the numbers. And then at that point, the remaining 3 NiP players will make their move.
Yeah,
Windows broken, sound cues given way.
Not a lot of rotations. If we look at the mini-map, we can see there's only one T and lower, that's it. They're actually trying to go upstairs, but none of the CTs have moved really. Drops up here to do a ton of damage. coldzera also gets taken out in the process. Force and Twist coming away with their 2 frags is the biggest and most key point of the round. Olofmeister now left alone, which is the AWP, and he's only looking for exits. So, Connor, when they spent all that time working downstairs. FaZe didn't budge. They stayed watching upper. They had enough people there. They had enough manpower, but they ended up just losing the duels. So honestly, it's a confidence shaker if you're NiP and you walk into a site like that, because you were working so hard to pull those rotations.
Yep.
If you aren't rewarded, we think, well, next round, that's probably not going to work. So we strategically need to do something more. But what's most impressive is that even though NiP's had all those threats outside, the cross smokes, the safe escort into lower for Plopski, that FaZe stayed patient. It's like, how much more can they do to try to get rotations? You know, there's not much more. I mean, they put a lot of pressure. They threw volleys downstairs, everything.
Broke out those windows, came in from different directions. This was it. That was a clean one. Rain, yeah, shrug it off. Forrest taking the site as well.
And one thing I was critical of was with FaZe is just felt like they couldn't make decisions sometimes when they were on the T side.
Sure.
But here it seems like they're being very decisive, or just being calm, which is also really, really important. So we've already got an early timeout called. Now, the worst thing thing that can happen with timeouts is that they don't get used. That's a huge waste. So it's good you see a team that's really thinking about how they want to play every single round, because obviously the games end quick, 30, 40 minutes. You move on to the next map, and you have a list of regrets. You don't want one of those to be that you didn't take time to pause and rethink what the strategy is. So Olofmeister with the op, I think, is the pain point. They want to know, like, how can we best use him and how can we best support him without breaking the bank? In the last map with Astralis on Nuke, They had a device saved in op. They bought a couple of guns behind it, not total buy, but they had enough that 3 people didn't have a lot of money left over, but then they still had a really solid round that protected the op.
Sure enough. Put the structure around it. Make it easiest for him to succeed. You know that pressure falls on Olaf. If you're going to rob the lead back from NiP, it's going to have to be off that op, but Plopsky wastes no time, already parading downstairs, clearing, hopping, and hoping that nobody's here to catch him. But the entirety of FaZe Clan still up on this A site, so Plopsky no longer alone. He's going to have his teammates come down. He was just that first initial expedition party, the scout, so to say.
Yeah. I think they just need someone at the bottom of the elevator in the vent just to catch people dropping, and then from there just watch the back of Secret and you're good.
Unfortunately for FaZe, they'll push forward through lobby, find absolutely nothing. But if the worst case scenario is that you move that AWP into the next round anyways, then so be it. But that one op is actually the gun that's been dropped. Rez was sticking around slightly. He's got a player above him. And if Rez gets cleared, then they will recuperate the op and still take it into the 6th round. But this is most certainly Ninjas taking 3.
I know many players that would have stuck around to fight that battle.
Yeah,
many
Rez
that would
not
have
one.
died to the op and given it up. So really, really good by Rez to just be really disciplined in this situation, not give up any free guns. And yeah, now it's just kind of this hunt. They're playing cat and mouse with these CTs outside. Are they fully aware of the existence of the AWP is the question? Doesn't matter. That guy gets killed.
Ooh, this MAC-10 making so much money. 4 kills
That's huge.
to the SMGs at the end, and a freebie on the op.
That was such a stable way to play that round. I mean, we don't really highlight the exits that much, but that was optimal. You know, Rez doesn't die, give up an AK, and even jeopardize their chances of like giving up more kills because they give up the AK. And then they funnel all the kills into the MAC-10. They take out the op. It's really beautiful to watch. Any numbers guys out there would appreciate a round like this. So that's very well done. We're now up 3-2 for NiP. Moving to another rifle round, and look at that healthy bank that NiP have moving into round number 6.
This has the makings of a spectacular T side. Still way too early to call, but at least they've hit the ground running. Ninjas immediately let off that gas pedal. Chill here versus what they know to be the buy. Hold off. Let the CTs waste some utility. They do not have much left over. Double flash and a single smoke. Sure, they've got the weapons. They don't have a sniper rifle to counter that a twist. Single kit in Nico. Let's say he dies out here in Garage.
Yeah.
That kit will never be retrieved.
It won't, yeah. That's true. And it's also far in general, so yeah. They've now are throwing away cross smokes, about a minute as we cross on the clock. It's going to be one player. Anyone lower? Actually dedicated within the site. They're going to be low on information for a long time. The only thing they know for sure is that smoke's landed outside. Doesn't tell you much.
Footsteps, though, that will. And Nico should have been able to hear that from the garage above them. So smoke going to be down, preemptive before they do arrive. Now Olaf joins Brokey inside the B site, but Rez has managed to find himself the opening kill. And we ask ourselves, do the Ninjas come back from this? Do they decide to head elsewhere? 30 seconds means they've got to make their decision quick. And now they're going to pinch from both doorways. Brokey tagged up. Oh, and Olaf, he retreats into the line of fire. Twist takes his head clean off, and that B site has crumbled. FaZe Clan about to give up a 4th round to the Ninjas.
That's beautiful.
They had the positioning.
The rotate was actually pretty good. You know, getting within the site Brocky using his smoke on control room so his teammate could rotate in through ramp was kind of had a 2-pronged effect. Number 1, he's protected when they try to jump out control because that's normally his first fight. And then number 2, his teammate can get like into a very dedicated position and help him frag and kind of die alongside him. And then NiP still managed to win off of patience, right? The first frag that throws everything awry is the fact that Rez catches somebody going into the vent. You always know that somebody's in squeaky waiting for you to go for the vent drop, for the rotate to help your teammates. So his patience was enormous. And man, NiP are looking extremely clean. We saw some of these rounds from FaZe where they made the other team look like a fool. It feels like they're getting some of that medicine right now.
They're getting played.
That's the one. You know, everyone gets scared when that guy dies.
Ooh. Killer headshot by Twist there too. He knows it.
Yeah, and then everything just falls into place. That was some really beautiful CS we saw in that round from NiP. And actually from FaZe too. There was moments of brilliance on both sides, and that's actually possible. Even though one team wins, they both can play well. So
it's off that round loss that FaZe are going to take their first time out.
Yeah, always good to see. So Yeah, another early pause. They've got Nico who has the AUG, and they want to try to like mobilize him best as possible. Investing a little bit is okay. They have enough that they don't have to worry so much about the buy on the next round. But I think what's most important is that they put him in spots where he's not just going to be the last left alive, unless it is the prerogative for him to just save.
Oh. Ninjas going to sort out a quick issue with Forest too.
Yeah,
Give FaZe their chance to talk things over and then make them wait.
Yeah, Forrest just dropped out of the server just for a second. I'm sure he'll be back in no problem.
So far, Ninjas just playing it outdoors. Nobody inside of Secret Stairs from FaZe yet. We saw Nico play inside of Garage, maybe to get that audio information.
Yeah.
But no peeks coming out from the defense. Nobody trying to hold them back over on red. Haven't really had the cash to...
So here's the thing. One thing that you can do on Ecos, if you think it's not going to be upstairs at all, like say in that previous anti-Eco, all of FaZe's members stacked in the upstairs, in the A site.
Yep.
If you're NiP and you go down lower, remember when Plopsky goes searching through the secret halls? He doesn't actually ever enter the site. So if they start in the B site, that could potentially be a really good honeypot to just sit and wait. Whereas upstairs, it seems like, number one, it's way less popular these days. So it feels like 70% of the time teams are going lower. And number two, we already know that NiP favor trying to cross and getting information on the perimeter of the lower site lower. So that might be a thought in their minds.
Play around the doors. I also don't think I've seen a gunfight in ramp since Pistol.
Yeah, that's true.
And we are now 7 rounds deep.
And you know that's coming, where they're just going to throw those outside smokes, try to hit ramp, and probably touch on lower from there.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, I just feel like the T side of Ninjas hasn't been tested in terms of having to change up their strats or the pacing. Even on the outer plays, which has been consistent, there's been nobody hyper aggressive. There's been no straight up A push.
Yeah, no, it's difficult. It's difficult also to defend outside from outside. One by one. Eventually, you fix every PC, and then there's no PCs left to fix,
We're going to run out of excuses.
Yeah. Yeah.
In the meantime, FaZe left scratching their heads. I'm curious to see when they start trying to take hyper-aggressive initiatives. We've had one lobby push when they met absolutely nothing. They haven't had to push into ramp.
Yep.
And again, not even peeking out Secret Stairs. So it's been very responsive. And I think at times that's kind of what allowed Astralis earlier today to get overrun on the CT side by Na'Vi.
Yeah.
Was that they just gave a lot of respect to that outer yard,
yeah,
which was constantly costing them lower tunnels. And once you have that secret in your back pocket, damn, Na'Vi redirected so well.
That Blast trophy. This is NiP's first final this year.
It's their first final since Copenhagen of last year. Where they lost to Na'Vi.
They definitely put up pretty special results in in Blast tournaments in general. They've always had they've been up and down in the past few years, but it seems like one thing that's constant is that they always put up a fight when it comes to Blast. So not totally surprised to see them in this finals. And they've also guaranteed a spot at the global finals in Bahrain.
That's I think the kind of coolest narrative to come from this event itself is that now FaZe, who had already gotten to Bahrain, are joined by NiP, who have just booked their tickets, and yet these two teams will clash off for a title at the Copenhagen Champions before we get into the World Finals at the end of the year.
Yeah, it makes the storyline more interesting for us.
But also give FaZe Clan the chance to be the only team in 2019 to win 2 Blast events.
2 Blast events, that's right. Miami and then Copenhagen.
So they're gunning for it. But here we are, back into the action. Nico, single A AUG, double P250 in the CZ in the mix. A round that Ninjas should be taking as expected. But the pistols get close, and that one rifle plays outside red.
Yeah, I like this. High frag position for Nico. I feel like it could be kind of a waste when he can actually change around if they're going to cross outside by himself. He likes playing by himself, and it looks like he might have some opponents coming his way. So can Nico Sports do it? Here it is, the AUG behind red.
His patience as he waits. Brokey offers himself up, but there we go. Nico able to get just one. Plopsky swings close, unsuspected. Nico being removed now gives Plopsky more of a chance to get downstairs with a second smoke. He'll go.
Throw that gun over the fence. Move this round along. You've definitely only got pistols to worry about now. Here's Cold Zero with the CZ, and it was nice. He got the headshot. level to the face for Force, but he gets the frag, which is much more important. 2 players left, Olaf and Rain. Tip, tap, nothing.
Bomb down 2, that's Ninjas with a 5th. This T-side's looking heavy.
Yeah.
Plopsky.
It's one of those situations where it's like how quickly it falls apart. You know, like the rounds just start piling on, and there's so many actually good things to say about FaZe in general and them on Nuke. So it is kind of crazy and really impressive for NiP to be doing this well this early.
FaZe are going to have to start taking guns out of their hands, though. I mean, we've got more than $10,000 on both Forest and Twist. And after this round win, that nearly starts maxing out. They're only going to have to rebuy 2. The 2 players who have to rebuy, also on 10 grand.
Also on 10, yeah. That fat bank. All right, double op setup, Brocky and Olaf. Brocky most likely playing ramp with the op. I mean, he could move around, obviously, but that would make the most sense, considering he's always the one rotating into lower. It changes things slightly, just because he's not going to fall off of that position most of the time. I mean, he could. We'll see how he decides to do it. Olaf is leading the charge here, so he might go secret with that. Yeah, I love this setup, because we've seen Plopsky go by himself into secret multiple times so far. And if he's just going to walk in and he's been used to it, then it might be a really easy frag for Olaf Meister. So let's keep an eye on that engagement, depending on what Plopsky decides to do.
Nothing on the A side. This is what I like to see. Talked about it. Secret stairs having been given over, having been a thorn in both the B's setup and those A rotations. The one time we saw FaZe really been most successful is when they lost lower but didn't move, even though they very well
had all the cues. Yeah, they had
Exactly.
all the cues to move and they didn't. Yeah, it was really good.
So now, as long as they hold the secret stairs, that A hold should remain strong. Plopsky has been able to sneak himself into Mini. Now this could be the 3-pronged assault, and Olaf almost caught by what was just smoke spam.
Wow. NiP making a good move here. Upper's definitely weaker. coldzera dancing in the flames. He goes down. 1 player on the back of the site, and that's Rain. He has it all to do, and he can't get a single kill.
Dropped. Tries to take his duel. You can see the damage starting to add up versus NiP, but damage does not equal frags.
And they are hampered on the retake. They have absolutely no way to pull this off. That is a sick round from NiP one more time. They just read it perfectly. They barely take any damage, let alone give up kills. They get onto the A site, and like the kills where you see coldzera like running around in a Molotov, like that's what you want when you're performing your entry, right? Like you're not just hitting a crazy flick and knocking them down. You're just kind of beating them out because you were smarter than them, and that's what we saw that round. And this is a round where FaZe Clan specifically overemphasized their defense for any kind of lower hit.
Cool.
They kept the op at ramp, and then they had in their op at secret. They're trying to just lock that down. So if it's a default, that ends up with Plopsky going to secret. He dies easily, and that would have been the case 100%. So yeah, another really just intelligently played round from NiP, and
they're big braining.
I did a Twitter poll. The Twitter poll, it was like 70% of the people thought that FaZe would win. And I don't know if you're voting just because they were a fan of FaZe, but 30% of people thought NiP would win.
I'm a little surprised by just like the lack of movement here from FaZe, the lack of initiative. Sure, they've got the stop set up on the extremity, but Olaf never peeks his head up. The most action Olaf had last round was when Lekro just shoots bullets near him.
Yeah.
Not even at him, but just nearby, and then he hides again and waits.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, your A site's crumbled. I mean, where's the move? Where's the aggression? Where's FaZe Clan's confidence on these gun rounds?
It's tough, man. Yeah, they're getting played to be a fool right now, and we'll see. NiP on fire as we move into round number 9. Olaf back to similar scenes. He didn't let off an op shot, as you mentioned, so he's not really giving anything away by playing here one more time.
Here we go. Starts peeking up by Silo. Now this wall of smokes could call him into action. Just keep eyes on red. Knowing that Lekro spammed off the top of it, this is why he holds here.
Yep, same fight.
Hoping the exact same thing will happen. There's a kill. Brokey able to get one. Some movement. FaZe Clan, they extend past ramp. They push themselves closer towards lobby, but then in response, Lekro is going to start moving his feet through garage. And now, Ninjas, they're picking up this pace. They're wrapping around towards Hell, adding a second frag to the tally, but it's still brought back. Brokey with another. That's 3 kills, all on him. A single-handed performance that could put FaZe on 3.
He has been pivotal in the rounds they've won. We know that. On that pistol as well, Rain chimes in. That's a kill, leaving just Plopsky now, alone. And it looks like the ops have really come into their own. They are doing a fantastic job. A really nice round from this young man right here, Brocky. And And also from Olaf, once again, I love the setup call as well. You can credit Nico for that. Just they're going back into what worked before, but, or sorry.
Wait, there's a wall bang. Watch the replay.
Setup of the previous round. Where are we talking about? Oh, just a great flick. Holy smokes. Yeah, that's not even a shot you're supposed to hit. But it takes confidence to make a call like that, to use the same setup that just didn't work. But then this time, Ninjas changed their game up to their own fault. They ended up falling right into FaZe Clan's trap. And the cool part also was that 2 rounds ago, when those 2 ops were bought, they weren't lost the next round.
Sure
So
enough.
they haven't had to reinvest.
Money moving forward, and money's still piled high.
Yeah. For NiP, of course.
Yeah, they got those retroactive payments.
Yeah. Rollover bucks in CSGO.
So, still doubled the score. Ninjas leading 6-3, but at least FaZe Clan maybe a little more bolstered in the confidence. But look at this one. Fast play into the A site. Here we go. Now this is CS. A little clash, a little action, and Rain with a couple kills. They've lost that bomb in the meantime, and Lekro's so low on health that he doesn't want to go back to grab it. But that responsibility is going to fall on someone. Fire falls from the skies back onto them. Smokes over towards main. And Nico has slipped behind enemy lines. Twist tucked into the corner. If Nico's not thorough in clearing this, he could offer up his back. And yes, he will do exactly that. So FaZe Clan lose their 3v3. And the man advantage on that of NiP. But a Molotov extinguish means Brokey has some space. Forrest predicts the peak, and Olaf left alone.
That's it. Yeah, he's off the save. There's not really a chance that he's going to be able to win this. And that's just a nice tempo change there for NiP. They decide to hit upper a little bit more quickly, and they recognize that there's 2 ops, so any rushes are going to be best used when there are. And they also avoid ramp and secret. Those are the 2 op locations. So a lot of good reasons for them to go into the upstairs
Bursting
site.
out the door.
Yeah, that's a very practically thought through round from NiP. Nicely done.
They didn't even have, you know,
But they didn't have.
the manners of knocking. They just kicked it wide open.
That's true, yeah. Yeah,
They didn't call ahead of time.
it can be jarring.
No RSVP.
It can be jarring to go that fast, but you got to keep the other team honest. You got to be like, sometimes you got to throw in a fast one. Otherwise, why would the other team Molotov squeaky if you never rush squeaky? You know, you got to give them a reason to use their Molotov at the beginning of the round.
Nico frustrated with the fact that a corner gone uncleared did cost him. 4 rounds the difference. NiP still looking fantastic here on Nuke, which is what we were hoping for, because when we moved to Dust 2, we could very well be watching the stomp happen in the other direction. But another fast round as Rez already makes his way down through Vent. Rain and Cold Zera have let him by, but Olaf could hold him back. Yes, sir.
Nicely done.
Hadn't made it all the way towards secret stairs yet, so he'll fish a frag out first. Little smoke spam goes both ways. Lekro tags slightly and a bit more too. But Plopsy creeps closer to the secret stairs. Good timing on a Molotov. Keep them there, corralled outside. As the smoke grenades fade, they've lost their cover.
And let them know you're holding it. You know, like, give them every reason to double think why they're going to go lower. For Olaf, you're just playing this smartly. Just know they want to come. You know, they kind of want to just like hit their head into this wall, and you're just going to keep letting them know it's a bad idea over and over again. Here's a Molotov, here's a smoke, here's my op.
Yeah, pick your poison. But the smoke fades. Olaf misses one, hits the second, gets back around the corner, and tries to use the flash to evacuate, buy him a bit more time. Nico, in the meanwhile, has, of course, grabbed himself another. Forrest gonna swing door open, Brokey tucked behind box, and Olaf has the high rope, dropping back down. Such evasion! He just welcomes them in, sends out the invitations, and rejects them on the entry. 5 survivors for FaZe is a fantastic place to be, because they're trying to clamber back to the 8-7.
Yeah, that was the best Frank Abagnale impression I've ever seen. You could not catch this guy if you tried your hardest, and he was kind of winning the entire way through. He's getting kills, he's falling back, he's avoiding damage, he's using his nades sparsely. I mean, this is beautiful CS from Olaf. Really, really sick stuff. And now he's like a threat that you never want to go see downstairs, right? It feels like you're going up against 3-4 players there.
He's been a threat as we've seen FaZe come back into form.
That's true.
You know, if there's been one still consistent pillar, it's him.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, like, do FaZe end up in the finals if Olaf's off form at this event? Probably not, right?
So doing as expected, putting up those numbers. Nice to see him using that op, and nice to seeing it be so clean. You know, frag, reposition, frag and reposition.
Yeah, how it should be.
Uses that formula so smoothly.
Yeah, it's not the frags that people talk about all the time. It's not the frags that make it to the frag highlight reels because they're the easiest, but it's the same symptoms of device, right?
Yeah, sure enough.
And he puts up the stats at the end of the day. I mean, screw the highlights.
Here we go. The 12th is upon us. I want to see more from Brokey. Just want to see another young star come into form. He's got the players around him, the years of experience that he is within.
Ortiz hold up. One man outside twist. Top of the silo. Clearly going to have an A exec. This one's delayed a little bit, but it looks like it's going to be explosive. Molotovs come out onto the site. Rain pushed into an awkward spot, hits that fallback SG spray.
And the M4 from above as well starts to do some damage. Olaf's off, getting into it, but Forrest finds himself alone, and he's got 2 kills already. He would need the ace, but he also needs to reload. And he also needs that bomb. More problems than anything playing against Forrest, but at least he has the 50 seconds to work with. So he anticipates a heaven peak. Brokey could give it to him.
Oh. A gun barrel spawning, seems aware. There it is.
They've cleared out Hut, so they're slowly working their way forward. Executed from the side. Nico taps one in, and that's FaZe to move to 5. Slowly but surely getting this lead cut down round after round, but what they're not cutting deep enough into is the economy. Ninjas are going to be buying for the rest of this half, it seems.
That's a really good point, and we brought up early on how they did such a good job of bolstering it as the rounds went on. So we're nearing the end of the half. FaZe Clan are starting to solve this problem. They're trying to figure out they're figuring out the algorithm to this Rubik's Cube. They understand now like how Ninjas operate. They're not so scared. They've dealt with a fast inside and a slow inside hit. They're starting to deal with the outside problem as well. Olaf is coming into his own. This could be a huge problem for NiP if they aren't able to win this first map, but oh my god.
Ooh, a second. Lekro's starting to feel it. Ninja's looking to go back into the faster pace. Just slap FaZe around outside. Now they reside inside the 4v3, and Cole cuts one down. Headshots looking crisp. Forrest has cover, despite it being just a box. But a box is all he needs. A 3v3 with utility all across the board.
And you always see this mid-round, this recollection of clues. Where the hell did everyone go? What's our position in this round? Are we even winning? Are the CTs making a big flank happen? Brocky will be the first one to kind of pry into their territory.
Him versus
walk
Rez.
Upstairs.
Rez is the one that holds it. No, and it's 2 headshots simultaneous. Not just Rez versus Brokey, but Forrest, who best called Zera too. Doesn't cost them any utility, but it just boils down to the timing. Like you said, everybody trying to collect clues, and then they collect the kills. Instantly, shadow advantage given away to Rain, but he doesn't expect Plopsky from Garage, so NiP will extend back to the 3-round lead. Looking strong as they attempt to finish this half in double digits.
Yeah, you're not going to expect, I mean, how can you expect Lekro to do that again, right? But those kills that happened, this half's almost wrapped up. That has resulted in them getting 8s. So no matter what,
Come on, man.
Come on, hey, I'm walking here, huh? Walking over here. No matter what happens at this point, 8 rounds is a pretty okay half so far. On this T side, we know that can be a huge problem, so they're probably going to try their hardest with these last 2. But they're going up against 2 ops and an SMG. We'll see how that plays into their favor or disadvantage. If they're able to get the information, they can do what they did last time. Go for an upper execute where the CTs are most weak. But can they find that out? Oh, and it's actually Olaf to be sitting on the floor of the upstairs site. This could be a great adjustment.
Teammate Smoke will plume, but still he has a gap to look through. Vents fall down upon Nico, but no bodies follow suit. They're anticipating a flank out from ramp. And when they didn't put the pedal to the metal, when they allowed FaZe to make these mid-round moves, at one point it was the Brokey push from the ramp side, so reading into it and expecting second servings. But you also have to keep your eyes on Plopsky. He's gotten deep. all the way over towards Hell.
Yeah.
Coldzera above him, bolstering this A site. FaZe will make their first move, and they find timing. Rez has his head turned, and the Opera can't swing it back. Twist miss. 5v4 held onto. FaZe looking to just set up shop on the A site, but Olaf wants at least one more.
Keep it on Olaf, Cam, man. He's the guy to watch. He's on upstairs. They're kind of right in front of him. There's not an easy way for them to get into lower. And there's another duel, but it's actually Twist to best him.
This is it. At least shaving it into the 4 versus 3, but turn back once more. Plopsky welcomed upwards. You'd think he had that positioning so early on, but what's this? Twist with bomb has managed to find his feet down on this B site, and he's gonna nearly cross. Caught by Brokey. Yeah. Down he goes.
As soon as he drops, so does Brokey, right? Yeah, they just get that information really, really quickly. So they give it their best shot, but they ultimately get melted trying to approach upstairs, and there was a world where they win, right? You know, you see Plopsky coming into heaven, you think maybe he does get the drop on somebody. That was definitely a very decent attempt. And it's very tricky, these rounds. They're getting so close to each other without kills going down, and all of a sudden someone pulls the pin, and everyone dies.
But NiP have definitely allowed FaZe to start making moves. That's the second round now where FaZe have been given enough time. But, whoa, talk about time. We're 10 seconds into this, and already Ninjas have full control of the ramp room. FaZe, they evacuate. They head out into safety of the B site. Olaf knows he could be pressured. Brokey as well. Still these two ops in play for FaZe. The final round of the first half could very well end as close as could be. Lekro doubles back with a sick headshot on the second. Poor Coldzera never sees it coming. And FaZe Clan now scrambling as A very realistically becomes the target they know. So 2 members decide to go all the way back through Secret. Ninjas in the meanwhile, they just wait, make them sweat. 50 seconds left.
Getting that mental reset. They were 3 lower, now they have to decide where do NiP want to go, and NiP wait just long enough that it's the right call. They're now just versus Nico. Player slips right underneath him,
but he drops the bomb. That's going to be falling down into the darker corner. Plopsky picks it up, upgrading guns in the meantime. Still that MAC-10's in play. Oh, but Brokey with a huge kill off the sidearm. Oh! Quick scope! Plopsky into the clutch, but he's taken down too. FaZe Clan able to make something happen towards the end of this half, picking up as many rounds as they can. That 6-round spree for NiP looked fantastic, but we are there. 8-7 at a second half after the break.
I don't think I've had to develop a personality. I think Counter-Strike is my personality.
We're being watched. I want everyone to be careful. It's Microsoft.
The amount of jaw-dropping moments that we get in each and every game, you feel something very unique inside of the arena.
You can't really imagine that a video game online can draw that kind of emotion from so many people, but it actually can.
My name is Jason Moses O'Toole.
Chad Sponge Birchall.
Christine Potter-Chi, and I'm an analyst for Counter-Strike Go.
Yep. Game time? Yep.
Right.
Esports as a whole, I don't really get into the other games. I just play Counter-Strike. When people ask me what I do for fun, it's play Counter-Strike.
I think it's the most beautiful esport we have out there in terms of how the mixture of strategy that goes into it on a team scale.
Counter-Strike at face value is the easiest game to understand. It's a 5v5 game with a very easy solution of who's winning and losing, right? But it's also very nuanced, the strategy of it, the little details, and that's the bit that I like, the fact that I get to express that to a viewer at home, and if I can make them understand a little bit that gets me excited about the game, then that's my goal at the end of the day.
So my journey into this position is kind of, I guess, pretty generic. I was a Counter-Strike player for a very long time, and I kind of naturally fell into it.
I started out as a player once upon a time, a long time ago, and just kind of fell into this as a hobby, and it eventually turned into a career path.
5 of the final 7 rounds added to the board for FaZe Clan, and they most certainly need them. You've got to tip your hat to Brokey, though, putting up numbers in those last few rounds, being given a little bit of space to play, you know? But he's not used to the most structure. He's not used to waiting out rounds. He wants to play. He wants to shoot them headshots, so he closes his eyes to focus.
For sure, and sometimes it feels you can really make someone look like useless almost if your teammates aren't there to support him properly.
Right.
And that's that player that sometimes has to play ramp and fall back to lower. He's dependent on his outside guy from stopping players from coming in secret and flanking. He's dependent on his kind of his upstairs player to give him information on when he does have to worry about ramp and when he doesn't. And when we saw he had enough space, he was able to deliver kills. He only seems to be getting more and more comfortable, and is obviously going to be a key component in this victory if FaZe can pull it off. I think it's great that NiP got 8 rounds on the T side, but at the same time, T side seems scarier and scarier these days.
So let's see. I'm very curious as to whether or not FaZe decide to up the tempo, maybe. I think NiP came a little collected, very cool throughout their T side.
We'll see what can be done. Outside walk.
Shoulder to shoulder, all 5 members of FaZe here outside. They're going to get peeked by Lekro.
Ooh, and popped by Lekro too.
Rain, the first casualty. His exit through Mini, smoked, so that now becomes his cover, and Forrest at a distance is going to tap away into the heads of them. Brokey removed. Again on the cross, Forrest happy to duel with this one. Those Glocks at such a disadvantage, so a P250 in the mix could help out, but even on Mini, Nico's bested. Lekro, the next one to fall, the first one to fall for Ninjas.
But this round's wrapped up, right? I mean, what's interesting here is like, okay, first of all, Forrest can do more. He's already gotten the 2nd kill, going up to heaven for another view.
Oh, takes another bit of damage, and now the mini duel, he sees bodies. Olaf's running out of bullets, though. 20 shots and 4 people to take down.
It's been a long time since I've seen a P250 run out of ammo.
This is the 1v5.
Oh,
and he's got himself 2.
Okay, everybody chill out for a second.
Remember, Forrest is incredibly lit.
Yeah.
They're just giving him the space to run. He's got the bomb on top
He
of
has
it.
time as well.
Whoa.
I mean, we've seen him be really smart this game. You know, it's not one you want to call too soon, but is this a thing?
He's going to go
behind sight. Plant is down. Nobody in decon. Oh, okay. There it is. Plopsky had to ruin the fun.
I thought Plopsky's going to play for decon. I'm waiting to see a shadow, but there's nothing. No. He goes double doors, takes the exact same route, and does stop it. So no bomb plant, no defuse needed.
Okay, but can I just say, I don't really like how FaZe played this pistol. When we got outside, this area that Forrest can see, this is the worst place a T can be on a pistol round, right?
Of course.
Especially if you're fighting Heaven, you're fighting Hell, you're fighting CT spawn, anything like that. All those positions, you're significant disadvantage unless everybody has a P250, which isn't the case. And from there, they're spending a lot of time fighting there. The smoke across earlier on.
Yeah, any strat that involves Glocks fighting from secret to Heaven.
Yeah, and it's not 2014, like...
I'm not an
that.
advocate.
Yeah, no thank you.
But that's what they'll have to work with yet again, Glocks. Olaf's justified the P250. Couple of clean kills last round, but these MP9s are looking for the money.
Yeah, funneling was something that Ninjas did extremely well in the first half. Let's see if they can run that back. I have to wonder what FaZe's pistol round was. What were they thinking? Was it that they wanted to attack upstairs, or did they want to cross secret? Because
I really don't know.
You know, bombing it across to secret, that makes sense too.
Sure.
Get out of dodge, take a few bullets, hopefully don't die, but maybe get down.
But they stopped the fight.
They did stop the fight. They wanted those fights. They wanted all the smoke.
Plopsky's going to see the movement. Stick around a little bit here. Lekro, great grenade.
Wow.
Now that bomb being seen and dealt with means that this round will move swiftly forward to the back pocket of NiP. They take their 10th.
Nice.
Not a single casualty on top of it. That is an excellent outcome for them. We saw them have economy advantage for what seemed like the entire first half, and they're starting the second one there too.
Another stat that goes unnoticed, just how many kills are getting fed into these SMGs, and who is responsible for that? Is it luck? I think one of those, was that a 100 damage grenade on one of them?
No, he got tapped by something.
Okay, all right.
But it could be if you'd like it.
Still well placed. Yeah, I'll live in that fantasy world.
5 Kriegs up.
5 Kriegs up, and now this is something that counts against NiP potentially. It is a bonus. They'll be able to rebuy next round, but FaZe have a significant advantage when it comes to their firepower here. In terms of the actual dollar spent, pretty much dead even, but Which guns would you rather have?
Not this scout, that's for sure, albeit early damage done, and it's the MP9 scout combo with a grenade in the mix. Another frag's thrown out, and this looks fantastic! They are just ripped apart, flesh from bone. Bomb thrown out onto the floor. Finally, some kind of an answer here, but this was 5 Kriegs versus 2 MP9s and a scout.
They didn't even really want to win. They're like, let's try to get as much damage as possible.
Wow.
And yeah, that's it. 4 alive. Really well done here for NiP as we reach that critical territory. Up to 11 now. On the CT side, they're looking comfortable as ever. They've done a great job of building up their economy. This is a glow up. Look at it. Look at that. They just made that into this nade funnel. The perfect rotations, the perfect amount of emphasis from each player. No one overplaying their hand. No one overfacing.
FaZe Clan just got caught in the trenches.
Didn't even get to turn the corner.
They shall not grow old. Deagles, 3 smokes, 4 Kriegs on the CT side.
Wow, yeah.
That is a horror movie.
Listen, if we're ever going to talk about the advantage of Kriegs, we're going to see that impact now as we go into the next rounds. If it's just an easy cleanup for the CT side, and well, we'll see if the advantages obviously play into their hands too, because it's hard to say where the map goes just in general.
Not only do 5 people survive for NiP previously, then they feed those MP9s with all the kills. Then they're offered free upgrades into the Krieg. I mean, this is just looking fantastic for NiP. It is textbook success so far on the CT side.
Yeah, real raw deal here for FaZe Clan. And we've got these mini ops just kind of crouch, peeking across. Lekro's spray is a little bit off. Well, a lot of it, actually. And with him going down, at least Twist can trade.
coldzera gets a Krieg.
That's nice.
Slightly greater chance being made. Twist up close versus Rain. That Deagle can now take the high road into heaven if necessary. There are 2 players beneath him. That being Plopsky and Twist and Forest above. So there's a lot of movement going on here from the defense, but a drive-by from Rain.
Okay, all right.
Shoots through the floorboards, and now a second weapon retrieved. Twist robs it back.
That's dirty.
coldzera gave him that space and then comes into the peak. It's fantastic back from NiP. 3 frags, a flurry, a fumble from FaZe.
Yeah, hugely so. I mean, even that shot from Twist, actually super hard to hit, I feel like. Kind of lined that up perfectly and nailed it, and that was incredibly important. Yeah, that got very ugly. I thought for sure FaZe were actually going to win that round. Seemed there for a second. Nah, that's definitely not easy. If you're at all shaky. Great to see good rounds from Twist, of course.
Yep. The final timeout called by NiP, so it's nice to see a team with a 5-round lead with this kind of an economy advantage, using up those timeouts.
Yeah.
You know, not wasting them. Making sure that this is as clean as can be.
Yeah, good to see they have stuff to talk about too. You know, they're always thinking this is great. Sometimes when things are going badly, or when you just don't know, what to expect. You just, how are you going to call a pause in good faith, and then sit there and have your teammates listen to you talk when you don't have anything to talk about? So that's huge. Wow, ADR is just not out of this world for anybody. We've got like a very kind of even-Stevens affair on both sides. Some people in the failing grade of ADR, and then the highest being about 80. There's no outstanding players above 80 into that 100 mark.
No star performance just yet. 20th round's upon us. Lekro already waiting for the head, and he snips it clean off. Just as quickly as the first one falls, Olaf joins the ranks of death. 5v3, Flash keeps Nico back. Brokey will take the high road.
Hey, you remember, this is when FaZe gave Na'Vi the hardest time. These outside takes, getting really complicated. NiP just found these 2 kills instantly. Like, at the beginning of the default, no problem whatsoever. They're up 5v3. And it's only going to get harder to even leverage a single kill. And that's a very precise crouch peek. Great flash, though, to push him off the angle. Will we have a trade in terms of position? Twist, how far does he want to slide out? He's going into it. The reticle, just seeing his kind of diffuse get there, and Twist knows exactly what he has in store.
He even got a player above him if need be.
Oh, he's hitting everything right now.
Yeah, Twist is on one. Frag grenade, not needed. It's a distraction. Frag makes him peek left, so he nails him with a Deagle shot. 13-7 puts NiP on fire. Not only 5 rounds in a row, but again with 5 people surviving. This is just looking like way too much to handle.
Yeah.
This T side has fallen flat.
That's amazing. Yeah, Twist looking really smart as well. These are some great rounds by him. Just seems to understand where all these kills are coming from. It's great to see. It's fantastic. Speaking of elusive, Twist is elusive. You know, this is a player that's got like rumored to have been offered to join NiP multiple times. He's been approached by players on NiP to join the team, and it never happened over the years. Finally finding his place in the roster. It's nice to see because for a while, he was kind of floating at that like tier 2 level. You know, we're casting all the tier 2 matches.
Yeah.
We're casting Twist way too much.
I was commentating Twist for far too long.
We're like, man, come on, you're better than us, right? Twist,
Get out of
you're supposed to be rising above.
Yeah, I know tier 1 when I see it.
It was like a Goodwill Hunting moment. We're like, Twist, come on, man, you're better than this. But he always just wanted to play at that level. I mean, maybe play with his friends. He's a hard man to read. But I'm happy to see him on the NiP. I'm sure a lot of people are, and he's been doing really good.
I'm happy to see him on NiP and succeeding. You know,
Yeah.
we kind of welcomed a new Ninja far too many times without the net
true.
results being that much better.
Yeah.
This is something special.
That's true.
1 year later, their very last finals, and they're looking to this time take the win. And at least here on map 1, they're doing a fantastic job. But of course, remember, this was their choice. And they got wrecked on Dust 2 this morning. So a long series still ahead, but a great grenade. A little bit past the mark, in fact.
Oh, okay.
Talk about Twist.
And look at that. Just sick movement. Perfect jump there.
Hits cold through the edge of the wall and retreats down towards B. Lekro's flash, but not extension. Doesn't want to offer up an evening kill. This 5v4 should be turned into the conversion.
You gotta hate that the player just robs you of that. Oh, they don't know about Nico. Well, now they do. That was a chance. Oh man, if he had a better angle, wasn't spamming through the wall, he would have done more
just through the
damage for
floor.
sure. Best thing you can do is just not worry about it. It's actually so hard for Nico to come out and try to trade him. But does he have health? That's another question. He's still alone, guys.
Hello? This is very much a single ninja, but Rez will get into the mix. At least a 3 versus 3. FaZe Clan have done a good job. They just had to deal with that one player, and I'm shocked that he didn't get any help earlier, but fighting on multiple front, perhaps. Rez does pick up a kill in the mix. Brokey sticking that bomb. Those bullets just sailing by him. Frag as well moves past. And Nico moves up, gets up onto the rafter. Olaf over towards ramp, cuts off one side of this retake. So now it's just the two-pronged assault. Rez out from decon and Plopsky in control room. Rez is gonna have to make the first move, but he should be on full display for Olaf.
They have good utility. Oh, there's an intent from Rocky and
Oh, but he can't quite catch that head. It's stuck behind the silo. Plopsky, give it a chance, but not given the round. That's phases to take.
okay, that's a symptom of bad rotations, right? Like, you know,
That's gotta be.
I mean, like, honestly, I don't know how much more how much more noise Twist would have had to make downstairs before someone starts hitting the floor with a broom to figure out what their annoying roommate is doing, right? Like, they must have been making so much noise down there, and Twist is just trying to. He's dealing with 2 players at ramp, one on each side, plus a guy underneath them shooting up at him from decon. Like, yeah, it might be lower, guys. Like, can we get a rotation?
I think it might be B. But FaZe will be happy that no reinforcements arrived. They are back on the board. First round to their T side comes 6 rounds deep. Obviously, NiP gonna be happy to buy back. They're gonna see this utility usage outside, so Twist just stays honed in. But will he expect Rain to already be in his face? Seems so. Dodges the shots, but he's outnumbered yet again, and who's gonna save him? There's nobody over here towards Hell to help. In fact, it's Plopsky down on the B floor, ramp entirely in the control of FaZe, and all of this position too.
Wow.
They basically swapped sides of the map.
Yeah, they have traded. Freaky Friday.
Oh, but that's a good one. Rain tagged down to 28. Forrest has to be so worried that somebody could peek him from heaven. Twist is gonna get close. Takes back what he once lost. Lets Rain get by and reels him back in. Nico's gonna walk through Hut now, and he loses his duel versus Rez. A 5 versus 3 put up by the Ninjas. Looking for that 6-round lead. FaZe Clan looking for an equalizing kill, but outnumbered by 2.
And it gets harder and harder to get every single kill. Like, the more you lose. almost a snowball effect within the round, just kind of like a micro snowball.
15 seconds.
Yeah, they've got to make a decision, and they're probably a little bit nervous. Twist ends up peeking his head out a little bit too hard.
So compromised. With Heaven being gone, it's just the player on site. Rez does slip into vent. Coldzera's going to go for the kill, but even if he gets this, there's no time. He had to go for the bomb plant if he wanted to win the round. And now he will still manage to stay standing, but it's a 14th to NiP regardless. That one just really burned down, but I'm not shocked that it comes down to the wire. Think about the way FaZe, they've taken all of ramp control, they've pushed Rain outdoors through hell, and yet still they didn't quite know where to go because they didn't have any information.
Yeah.
They went to ramp, saw no one, walked outside, saw no one,
Yeah.
cleared out hell, saw no one.
Yeah.
Where is NiP?
Where is someone?
Finally, once the kills start coming in, all of which on that A site, 20 seconds, and all you need is that chaos.
Yeah.
The time is the 6th ninja.
Yeah, it's a famous technique of war, right? Just starve them out.
Exactly.
Give them ground. But what can they do
Very
with ground?
brutal, but yeah.
Yeah. And it ended up working. And obviously, time is that resource as opposed to food in this game. I don't want to go too much farther with that one, but yeah. All right, now we're achieving kind of exceptional status. I mean, anything over 80 to me is just like an A+ or an A. And so Olaf is touched on there, which is good, but he is on the losing team by a big margin. So this could be the last couple of rounds of the game. We'll soon find out. It's a buy up for FaZe Clan. And a flambe on the upstairs site. They take some nades on their way down and sprayed. Plotsky knows what to do with Vent. Have they recollected the bomb?
Yeah, they've got it. Over
Okay.
here towards Decon. Cold could just prioritize plant. Twist's not going to be able to do anything, but that nade could land. It does. No bomb.
Money, money, money.
No plant. And another 5 versus 3, but this one even worse because it's still the CZ and Mac 10 in play. The smoke grenades faded on the site. No, not yet. All right. Oh, but of course Plotsky's push forward. He'll put down his own smoke. That bomb never to be retrieved. And yet there's still a minute for Nico and Brokey to try and scramble into this.
It's a lot of time to think.
Yeah, a lot of time just to lose. That's what's looking likely.
Yeah, it seems like maybe.
Promising T side turned masterclass defense. NiP gunning for a 15th, but Nico guns into the A. If only they had that bomb, that's the biggest issue. And the more time they spend clearing out the A site thoroughly, the less they have to go and contest this device.
Just babysitting this bomb. Doesn't need to move.
They choose ramp. Now this is going to compromise the players on B site, but it puts Forrest in a fantastic position. He can only best one. Nico, 3 kills, needs the ace, and he's given the chance because he dodges that op shot, but 15 seconds means he needs to go or decide to save the Krieg because money is an issue in the next round as well. 10 seconds, and he needs both kills, and he's not gonna get either. Twist up close, takes 15 for NiP.
He's been too damn good, man. He's been too damn good. And again, like you look at the stats, they're not telling the whole story with Twist. He has been an absolute monster on this map. So many pivotal kills, all specifically on rifle rounds, and how everybody is helping him out as well. There's like a very even distribution of frags on NiP between 13 and 20. Rez has been on the lower end of that, but still, you can see variable impact from almost every single player. It just feels like the key kills that he's getting are so much more important, and they seem like a little bit harder as well.
Yep.
He's hitting really nice shots.
He's really been a difference maker. Now it's Forrest, headshot. Does he even see Nico? I feel like Nico has been screwed over in so many gunfights this map. And you see the frustration just slowly cranking. He's about to hit a 10. I keep seeing him cock that fist back, but he's got nothing to punch. NiP on the other side of the stage, out of reach for now. Still not done just yet, but a tantalizing 5 versus 4 here. A CT side that has given up 1 round. And now Twist understands Coldzera's close, but he's not the only member of FaZe Clan to be outdoors. So Twist still has to stay inside the building, you'd think.
Yeah, he actually can't call this that well. Oh my God, op shot in the ass. He's going back up the ladder only to get his head popped off. What is happening?
Wild, wild scenes. Now Olaf's gonna bring it in with another kill. Rez still inside the site, check from above, and FaZe Clan have done it. They've moved themselves into a bomb site enough to get the plant. The post-plant unfolds now.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, it's about to get hot.
That's coming. That's coming. One second away. Will he survive? Oh my God, it's his lucky day. No forest fires, only in California.
Now he's ready to run into the bomb site. That molly in the back clears the vent, and he gets his first kill. 2 versus 2. 3 kills for Forest, looking to possibly close map 1 on the ace, but Plopsky gets into the mix. coldzera's up above on low health, and a 5-second defuse not stuck.
Oh!
But Cold gives him a second chance. Plopsky trying to get this final kill. Now sticking down the bomb. 2 seconds, and he has to come off again. That's it. It is not over yet. Ninjas giving FaZe their 9th. Cold commits suicide on the way out.
Yeah, and you know what? It's actually only 6 rounds away. I mean, like, at a certain point, I felt like a stomp. I felt like NiP are just, like, owning right now. But I actually still believe that FaZe could come back into this. That's kind of an insane round to watch because, like, analysis aside, like, how do you even talk about that outside of just wacky moments that happen in quick succession that result in this insane 1v1 that's hard to call? You know, everyone runs out of ammo? Like, what?
Fast pace right back into this one. FaZe not looking scared in the least bit. It is majority pistols against them, so sure enough, they have this edge, and already putting up the numbers advantage. Near flick from Twist, but he too comes up empty-handed, and Ninjas have fallen apart here in the 25th round. FaZe Clan take double digits, and NiP left to lick their wounds for a little while. This one not over just yet. And you know what the best thing about this situation is?
What's the best thing about this situation?
It's the grand finals, so we have overtimes.
That's true. Oh yeah, overtimes. Totally forgot about that. NiP have secured 1 point. Yeah, that's true. I think it's entirely possible. We know FaZe like long games. We know that. And the pressure's off sometimes of teams that do comebacks is because they have a problem with pressure.
Yeah.
And when they have to go on the comeback, I mean, there's just much less. It's only when it starts to become real, you know, at 13 and 14, that maybe that adds up to be too much. But yes, we definitely have a game on our hands. We're in that respectable scoreline territory that no matter what happens, they could say, oh, well, we gave it our best shot. They just played a little bit better. We'll see if FaZe can make something of this T side after that ridiculous, wacky 1v1 between Plopsky and coldzera now. And it's going to be on a full buy. They're going to earn themselves another eco. And NiP have no money to work with. So, and they've done a good job in both halves.
Sure.
Building a bank early on.
And also, that's the thing, is they built that bank early on, but we have to give props to FaZe. In the first half, they ended up winning 5 of the last 7 rounds. Well, we're in that 4th quarter. We are in the waning few rounds of the second half as well, where FaZe could very well pull a similar stunt, but they're about to walk into some pistols.
Not the USP round, man. Not
Please,
like this.
not like this.
Oh.
Twist, hidden above. Olaf's gonna walk out first. Oh no, the damage starting to stack.
Oh, what?
But yeah,
Did he
killer
get
flick
flick up?
and blasted Twist into a new dimension. Forest gonna come up from this B site. CT corpses, but a bomb. A bomb and a hope. A dream, perhaps. Not gonna make anything else after that. It's an 11th for FaZe Clan and a potential buyback from NiP. No pauses for NiP either, remember.
Oh, yeah. Okay, what just happened there? The Olaf came out
yeah.
of ramp. Okay, wait. No way, dude. Oh my God. He's playing Quake.
Yeah.
We're playing checkers, he's playing Quake. That's crazy. What a shot. What a spray. What a
Good round to pull that out as well.
What a human.
You know, don't let the USPs be where this all starts to crumble. Fast round though, trying to get into vent. Olaf's gonna have to just dip into the cover, and down he goes. Forrest knows something's fishy over in this corner of the room. Hoping that somebody else can be added to the tally, but he's already done his job. He's cut off that initial hit. He's pushed FaZe Clan into the 4 versus 5 with map 1 on the line.
15 to 11. And we can pretend it's the grand final. We can pretend that FaZe Clan are Cloud9. How about that?
Smoke wall. Down for the coverage. Bomb does linger outdoors. Lekro hits the ground floor. We do have 2 CTs inside the A site, 1 downstairs in the tunnels. That's why the pressure falls to Lekro here. He tucks himself into the corner of spawn and hopes that FaZe just keep walking, hopes that they try to wrap outside of hell or outside of heaven like they've done multiple times before. Trying to read into the mid-round here.
I think Lekro knows what's about to come his way.
100%.
Outside compromised. Nico sliding under the angle and pops up for the headshot. Really nicely done. 4-4.
Nico looking for another bags twist. And now we suddenly have FaZe Clan going from a 4 versus 5 to a 4 versus 3. The pressure falls back onto NiP, but the pressure's also on the clock. 10 seconds, and that bomb's been dropped yet again. As long as Plopsky can survive, he's good to go, but no, the bomb gets picked up, and they get it onto site just in the nick of time.
Yeah, I mean, if people were wondering, if people fell asleep a little bit through this match and they were cheering for FaZe, I can understand why, but now it's time to wake up, because it seems like FaZe have. This is a buy save situation.
Yep.
With only 3 rounds to go to get to OT. Officially, this map win has become a reality. Would be a travesty, obviously, for NiP to drop a map like this, especially when they have to look forward to Dust 2 next.
Yeah. And they had such good early momentum on both halves. Like, this is not FaZe letting it slip through their fingers. This is very much Ninjas not being able to close. And there you go, already making quick work of these pistol arrows. Twist swapping to the Deagle, the hand cannon, hopefully could turn this one back. But this is not similar to what we saw on ramp in the last pistol round, where you had 3-4 bodies piled up and a good chance at early damage. This is dwindling CTs, separated and scared. Yeah. Twist even spotted, 2 Ts. Oh, nearly a third one as well into the mix.
Yeah, it feels like, you know, FaZe Clan's master plan.
Blow him to smithereens.
Is just coming into effect. They're taking outside control. They're being everywhere at once. They're creating the spider web of Ts. That's hard to kind of understand where they're going to go and bounce back from, and it's starting to feel a little bit overwhelming. They just have to try to take an aggressive stance next round, I'd say, and reclaim some early control. Make sure that FaZe don't get into their comfort zone. Because
exactly.
Now that they figured out how, it feels like from there, there's almost no chance.
No, but you know FaZe are rolling with this. I feel like this is the type of team, you give them the momentum, they have that energy to just roll it.
Yeah. Yeah, let's see. Okay, coldzera giving feedback here to Nico. And we know that in the past on SK, in the grand finals, moving into OTs,
yeah.
Major Columbus, when he was calling first ever Major, he was helping out a lot. Valuable feedback. Let's see if this is Cold's call. What does he have in store for us? What does he have in store for FaZe?
This is the gun round to close. I think a key piece could fall on Twist with that AWP, because he was what erected this defense in the first place. He was why they stood so tall.
Yep, he's still talking a lot. He is. Smoke's getting lined up for what could be the outside take. FaZe Clan on fire. NiP cowering. Smokes go down. Molotovs cascade over outside across the vision of Twist, watching patiently from heaven. Will he have an opponent?
Yep. Rattles around downrange, a warning shot over the bow. But they do still slip through secret. And at this point, NiP could be more wary of potentially Garage and the Heaven Wrap, when in reality, B-site is where FaZe set their sights. They continue to inch forward, continue to clear corners, and there is not a single player from NiP down here to stop them. All the while, we have Olaf trying to just push his way through ramp. A second supporting player comes to help, but Olaf still just does it on his own. Can Plopsky hold? No, he's cleared as well. These 2 M4s would be so valuable in the follow-up round, and this is it. 30 rounds, the distance. A map that seemed like it could have been over ages ago.
Ages ago, easily. Easily. Look back at that crazy round with Plopsky and Cold. That could have been the last round of the game.
Wow.
This is, yeah, and FaZe Clan are on fire. They're looking stronger than ever. It's Ninjas who have no money. In fact, I mean, we go into this next round, we save these 2 guns. They're trying to be hunted down because they know exactly how much of an advantage they have. No matter what happens after this, FaZe Clan will be able to buy. And the flashes come out. This exit could be critical.
This is sickening in all the best ways. They're just going to gun down these last 2 players. Resin, Forrest, hold!
Oh!
Forrest,
oh!
hold!
Oh my God!
In the save of all places. Where is that in the mid-round? Where is that in the mid-round, Launders? But at least, if there's anything...
Please tell me this is the golden AK, right? let me see this round that it becomes a 16-14 because of the name tags now attributed to this AK spray. Oh my God.
Just mows him down. Here we go. 30th round upon us. Overtime looms. Victory lingers behind. NiP could almost taste it, but 6 consecutive rounds have been put on the board from FaZe, and a 7th would push us into OT.
Looks like it could go with full 3 maps if NiP take this.
The exact same wall of smokes outside. It has been so long that anyone's tried to contest this from secret stairs.
That's true.
NiP have been content to just play back and spawn, to give this portion of the map to FaZe. Oh, but if Forrest were to spray, if only.
Oh, wow, there it is.
He starts a bit.
And he gets an answer back too, which is info. They didn't want to spray back because they don't want to make noise. So, what is this going to say? It seems like they've let loose now. They're starting to run around into lower. Plopsky, could he be the man of the hour?
Gives him a chance. He should expect this, but they've already started to inch themselves so close.
Oh, good nade. No control doors to walk out of either. Molotovs go back and forth.
The final 30 seconds
Here it is.
of the regulation rounds. FaZe having brought this back, and they could very well redirect towards A. They don't have to sink their teeth into the B site. Rain could fly up the ladder. The lobby player's on the crunch. Nico opens up with the kill towards CT spawn and Forrest. Well, Forrest stands inside of the hut. Rain trades. And that bomb's most certainly going to go down. How does Plopsky get out of vent? How does he fly into this gunfight? At least he has that space. He's gone unchecked. Blackrow killed, and this is it. FaZe, they've done it all the way to OT.
They should be hype. They should be hyped because going into OT, they couldn't be more confident. They're most likely favored. This is an insane comeback.
If Olaf Meister is going to start dropping bombs, if he is going to become a new top 5 player with this FaZe lineup, I am ready for that. This is sick. He has been at the key helm of so many of those rounds.
Oh yeah, let him know, baby. Bring that hype. And I think coldzera, we saw him talking. You know?
Saw him so animated.
Yeah, animated, talking to Nico, feeding him kind of his ideas maybe. And that's the other benefit of having like a secondary caller that you trust. I think with Nico, it feels like he can't respect someone who's not as good as him.
Sure enough.
I think that's a big thing. And if coldzera has a lot of good input and you know from a performance point of view he can impress Nico, then you better believe that Nico's going to be on board with these plans.
So this is how we do it. FaZe taking that momentum from the second half and starting the very first overtime of Blast Copenhagen. They'll continue on their T side, a T side which they tore up. 7 consecutive rounds to get here. A potential 10 if they clean sweep this first half.
I can see it, T side. I think NiP just want to get off CT right now, just have a break from it. Forrest might alleviate some of that pressure. Here's a kill. Olaf down. The Swedish bout. Rain again pulling off this lurk. Forrest puts together 2.
He's doing a good job trying now.
They haven't had a start like this.
Oh, that's the 3rd kill.
Oh my God.
Gunning for an ace. Could he finally put FaZe in their place? It seems not. At least Cold gets by, but not unscathed. Ooh, blown open by Rez. Dunks the nade on his feet. Nico out from squeaky door trying to tap, but there we have it.
That's
NiP
the round.
are back.
That's the round.
They've broken the spree at least.
They're like, more than anything, I would be mad at myself because I would wonder, where the hell was that round in the last 10?
Sure.
You know, why couldn't we have done that? And then you clearly start thinking it's probably because of the pressure, something or the other. Forrest takes matters into his own hands. He's like, I've won championships. I've done this before.
Mind you, there are, you know, a bit of chance, a bit of luck, and a bit of mistake. Forrest gets his first kill by just shooting through squeaky smoke.
Yeah,
and that frag versus Rain was just a second ahead of the flashbang. So he's seen Forrest easily lines that up, gives himself the 3K, pushes himself to the 30th frag.
And now a hush. CT rounds we know can be key. Let's see if they do play a factor. Could spell disaster for the opposing team. Forrest again lurking, being very proactive, feeling good. You know, I think is a very important thing. Just moving in and out. We've seen moments of brilliance from many of these players so far in this one map. Wouldn't be surprised if any of them suddenly start to light things up. Smokes outside seems to be on the docket for the T's. Nico will now line up his smoke to coalesce with Cold's.
And why not? I mean, it's been such a key piece to that huge spree of rounds they had. This wall of smoke has been a part of what seems like every play. Alternate variations, but one constant. Olaf first to be shut down. It's Forrest, not with a multi-kill though, just a singular frag. Same can be said for Lekro. How about Rez? He rests on site and takes down Brokey first. Peeks and dropped himself, but again, just back and forth these trade frags, near equal. Nico, he's got it down to the 1v1. 16 health, 20 seconds. And if he just drops down into the scope of Twist, almost takes it, but he gets himself twisted back. The only player to pick up more than one kill that round is Twist, and his second frag secures NiP's 17th round.
The clutch, and again, the question, how come NiP couldn't do this in regulation? But does that matter mentally? Move yourself into this as if it's a new map. You're playing OT. All bets are off. Any of the strategy that you wanted to tie into the next round during regulation to draw up this story of how your CT side or T side should look is out the window. The team you're facing has seen it all. You've thrown it all out there. You didn't hide anything. You're going to be recycling stuff, going off of gamble reads, seeing and playing to your opponent based on what you've seen in the half. And Ninjas are showing us adjustments, adaptations that are working.
FaZe find themselves in what can be the most gut-wrenching position. If NiP take this 3-0 sweep in OT, then the only thing they can do is play for double overtime.
You shall not pass. It says the 2 Molotovs there, landing at secret. And the agenda for NiP is funnel these players into Plopsky. They know that he can handle himself. Very precise shoulder peaks. Can't risk it getting crouch sprayed down even for a bit of damage. There it is. Player spotted, now he'll move into the next portion of his round, this next protocol here as he drops down into lower. Nico is still outside, there's no attention on him, but there's 3 players downstairs. Is this the read?
Enough. They could even wrap around towards Hell.
Oh,
if they combine with Nico here, they could take the entirety of Outdoors.
Now they're thinking.
They could put Twist in a very real pickle.
How can you even rotate out of ramp?
Oh, he's downstairs. Excuse me. I thought he's sitting inside of Garage. There is nothing to keep Nico in check. This is like a flashback. A round where they see nothing until they have to hit a bomb site. 20 seconds to go, and that bomb moves upwards. Olaf's here to join him. Rez, the last line of defense, taken down. And NiP, they've got to go all in on this. Oh, FaZe have gotten away with at least one round, it seems. 2 versus 4, turned 1v4. Twist with an op and a hope. But now they know exactly where he's at. All the attention turned towards him. Still, he's managed to move himself somewhat outwards. Olaf offers nothing from the heavens above. Twist just wants so desperately for somebody to overextend.
Yeah.
Somebody make a mistake for him so that they can close this with the 3-0 sweep. But now time means he has to move, and FaZe will happily grab at least one round. It's all they have to work with. But it's sure enough better than nothing.
Yeah, at least a single round. I mean, that's huge. Obviously, the 3-0 just kind of spells disaster. Like, you're like, it's over for sure. So the one is big. FaZe are now going to be questioning why is it that they gave up 2 of their rounds when they were having such a good time. That was a really well-called round, though, from FaZe, right? The way they were able to get outside. Nico going unchecked is maybe a problem that Ninjas would be more mad at themselves more than FaZe would be like, oh, we're geniuses, because he just kind of walks outside and then gets away with walking around through Big Garage. But the way that they played Plopsky into dropping, and then they weren't even planning to cross outside, they just got Plopsky into dropping, and then they ended up going for the Heaven Wrap. We saw Rez was in emergency defense position. He did not want them to come Heaven.
No, when everything hinges on Rez on that A site, and Heaven has been given up from both outer and ramp,
You basically can't get 2 kills from there.
oh, he knew he was in trouble. So what's NiP's first T-side play? It's been a while since they've been here.
Yeah, they're having a meetup right now.
Quick powwow.
Yeah. Discuss options. It's where they share secrets. Where do they go?
Well, either way they head, they'll be met by resistance. Pick your poison. Olaf on the op, or the rest of FaZe Clan sitting up on A. Once that smoke fades, they could very well make their move. 4 players shoulder to shoulder. And Olaf, last time he was tested in this position, did such a good job of getting a kill, fading back, and always staying on the move. However, they've moved past him. Plopsky swings the door, and Broky's tested. Gets himself 2 kills, dropping that bomb, and at the very least slowing things down. All the while, Olaf, he's cut off Forest. Rez has the element of surprise as he does work his way down ramp. Twist knows he's so exposed to Decon. If he is able to move around and maybe tuck into dark, that's one thing, but the bomb's not planted for them.
Yeah.
Bomb is planted safe, and they don't have a post plant for it. Now Rez has to cover across, and both doors are swung open. Rez only able to get himself 2. FaZe tie at 17.
Oh my God.
Which means all 3 possibilities still out there.
Yeah, still out there. Who knows, but at the same time, what a round from FaZe, and what a round from Brokey. Okay, I was going to say with Olaf, the way how far he fell back in the first place, he doesn't have enough ways to get openings and then fall back again. He's already starting by the control stairs, so he's relying more heavily on Brokey to help him out, right? And he ends up falling back without getting a kill, and they wrap Decon, and Brokey is there, and he gets the 2K spray down. That's the only reason they're able to win. You know, Olaf cannot do much more than that.
Sure.
So
If he
it
doesn't
seemed
get-
like it's really smart from NiP. They avoided Olaf completely and went fast out the door, but they just didn't expect that.
If he doesn't get those kills, then I don't think that bomb is so desperately planted.
Yeah.
Give them a better post plant and maybe one other member. NiP could very well be sitting on 18 already, but that is not the case. 19 rounds for a win. 18 each to double OT. Anything still possible. What a move, Rain! Drops off of Hut, throws himself into the execution. It's a huge clash on the A site. Cold swapping places, denied back. Forest has made the difference here. He's got 2 kills and only 5 health left, but that bomb is at least on A, and it's ready to be planted. Olaf pops the flash behind. If he can create a big enough distraction for Brokey to come in, swooping down on them, FaZe may very well be back in the lead. Plopsky knowing he's pinched right now, but he makes his move.
They don't know.
He gets himself onto the other side of Silo. Now he is completely safe from the heavens. All he has to do is kill Olaf first. He sees his head. Olaf's not gonna peek, and then he takes it. FaZe Clan secure double OT.
Oh my God.
And a potential win here on map 1.
They have open up options, yes. The potential 2-0 again. We saw them play on Dust 2, 16-3. Absolutely slapped up. And NiP going into the next Dust 2 are going to be extremely low on confidence, and they almost closed this map out. There's still potential for OT. It's hard to guess exactly where it's going to go, but whoa, okay. Another great mid-round, another late 2v2. Good kill from Brokey. He knew exactly, like, he knew how important it was that he found that frag early, like, right
100%.
away. Olaf used his utility up. There's no more distractions. His position will only get harder to get a kill from. He got it right away.
I mean, I've got to give props to Brokey. He is sitting in what could be double overtime, and yet he has had some of the most instrumental kills in these mid-round moments. Whether that be in this 2v2 post plant, the solid hold downstairs, but this is it. Ninjas having lost control. Ninjas fighting off the back foot, and Ninjas knowing that after this we move to Dust 2. FaZe taste blood in the water. toxic as it may be here on Nuke. The double op setup in play from FaZe.
Love the setup from FaZe. Olaf in that forward aggressive position, using his utility early. This is when he had the most impact. He's still got his smoke ready to pull. They haven't put enough pressure on Secret to cause a problem for him, and we know that FaZe are really good at holding rotations.
So much outer control being given, but they all fall towards Nico. We've seen Forrest in this position before, however, now he has that bomb. And Rez opens up. That was a squeaky push from Rain that just got shut down. But if Plopsky's not cautious, he could be giving up his head. Oh, Nico's gonna take it, and he just spotted Forrest! But he's not gonna win that second duel. The damage substantial, but the man advantage, that of NiP. And now as they walk into the A site, it's Coldzera from the rafters, taking down 2, traded by Olaf. Everything falls on Rez. Yes, 15 seconds left and a bomb on his back. 2 ops ready. FaZe take map 1 from the back foot after each and every half, pushing it to OT, and they maintain. This is a team of legends with a new kid on the block. Props to Brokey, props to FaZe. A hell of a first map here in Copenhagen.